So the purpose of this video is to show how to get a replacement Dexcom sensor sent. I have a bookmark on Chrome, but this is the website. And so I'm just going to fill this out and hopefully maybe this will help. It is a little bit clunky the way you have to do things and repeatedly do things, but um, sometimes you just want to follow all their instructions. I don't put any more information than I have to. If you don't have to put it, I don't put anything. I don't need to put in a Dexcom username. The asterisks show if you have to. I typically always type everything. For some reason, it doesn't always like the autofill. In these options, I tend to just type it. A little clunky, but this works. So my wife and I, we always keep track of when we start a new sensor. We just send a text to each other, new sensor, and I just checked, and the issue occurred today, and our issue was we were getting values inaccurate. So it was reading things like we were getting false lows. It was saying he was 90 and he was 215. And so if you're getting, sometimes they're just not right if they're inaccurate, or you're having errors, or if it's fallen off or started to peel off, this is an option. Whatever happened that made you put a new sensor on, you just put it in there. This was the sensor. I click here because who keeps track of any of that? You don't know what that is. You've got to say something, so you say no information. Now here's where I go back to the text that my wife and I had sent, and it was on April 24th. We had a new sensor. You can always just write that down. It's also when the sensor is running in Dexcom in the app, you can see when it was put on to get that date. Site, arm, no information, mobile device. So this is saying, has it been taken? Yes. Unit of measurement, milligrams per deciliter. Oops, finger. This was what did the finger stick say? Well, in this case, it said he was 215, and the CGM was saying he was crashing and that he was at 90, and it just wasn't right. Whether or not I've done a second one, I always say yes because I know when it is and it's not being accurate. We just know that. But if you do two and you know, in this case we actually did two because we thought, how on earth is he off that far? Yes, there's always inaccuracies. Whether or not you calibrated or unable to answer. In this case, we did try to calibrate, and no, it didn't help, but you can say whatever there. And all of this, these are basically always no's. This is no, and this is no. Now, if I did this right, and click submit, it'll go through. If I didn't, I'll mess something up. I'm about 80% of the time I'll get it through my first try. We'll see what it does here. Assuming that you did it properly, it'll say it's been submitted. At this point in time, we changed out a sensor on day 4 or 5. They will mail us a new sensor. No questions asked. And that'll be the end of it.